All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome along to the Commentary Hub. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub, I should say, as well. And we're back with some Scottish football for you today between Hearts and Celtic, the opening weekend of the Scottish season. Of course, is now officially underway, and we've had a few games already, but this is the game we've chosen to bring to you this evening. I'm your alternative match presenter Mike Hyman. I've got your alternative commentator Russ Vernon here as well, who's just getting himself ready and in position for this game. And of course, I will bring Russ in now as well. And Russ, looking forward to being back on the channel. And of course, it's not even been that long really since we've been away, because obviously we had the Euros as well. But bringing a game from over the border in Scotland for the opening game of the new season.
Yes, that is right, Mike. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first match of the new 2021-2022 season. It's Hearts against Celtic from the Scottish Premiership this evening, and we're all ready for that game. Completed all my preparation in the last couple of minutes, so I'm all prepped and ready to go, Mike. And I'll bring you those all important team news very, very soon. But one of Celtic's new recruits starts on the bench. The other one starts. As for Arts, their new recruit, he starts. And I'll tell you the names of those when I give you the full team news very, very soon.
Okay, so thank you very much. We will run you through some of the scores that have already taken, also the scores from the games that have already taken place today in the Scottish Premier League as well. And it was a great start for Rangers, 3-0 victors over Livingston, with goals from Hadji, Wright and Kemar Roof, giving them the perfect start. Dundee and St Mirren played out a 2-2 draw, and Ross County and St Johnstone also played out a draw as well, this one being goalless. So, of course, we've had the first couple of games in the Scottish Premier League today, Russ, and great start for Rangers again, to, of course, start perfectly in their title defence.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. I didn't see any of that game at all before I heard Rangers set off where they left off last season, continued in that same vein, winning the games and playing fantastically well. It'd be interesting to see if Celtic can respond and put the pressure directly on Rangers. But from what I've seen in some of the matches that Celtic have already played this season in the Champions League qualifying, they didn't do very well against Midtjylland, lost after extra time, drew 1-1 in the first leg, lost 2-1 away after extra time and got knocked out. They're into the Europa League in their first match. The Europa League is on Thursday. I'll be able to tell you everyone who that's against very, very soon, because I've got the next 5 games for Celtic, but Celtic will be wanting to go off to a positive start. But Rangers, Mike, as you mentioned, good start for them. And like you said, we've already seen some good starts in the Scottish Premiership and the Scottish leagues already. And throughout the evening, I'll bring you up to date with everything that's gone off so far in the Scottish leagues.
All right, thank you very much, Russ. And of course, we were just touching on the fact that obviously Rangers are defending their title as well, and they've defended it. So they started off their defensive, I should say, very, very well with a convincing victory there. And as Russ mentioned there, of course, Celtic were beaten in the Champions League early stages as well against FC Midtjylland. And of course, that means they're now entering the very early stages of the Europa League, and they've only got a few days until they're back in action again on Thursday in that one. And just coming over to you, Russ, for a moment as well. Do you think that will have a sort of impact or a bit of an ill effect on Celtic's preparations? The fact that they've been in the early stages of the Champions League, then officially been knocked out of it now, and the fact that they actually went the distance as well, as you mentioned there. Do you think that that's something they would have liked to avoid if they could have done?
I think so. Yes, I think it's a competition that the manager Andre Pellegrini will have wanted to get a win and get under his belt and get a positive start in his first 2 competitive matches in the Champions League. This is his first competitive match in the Scottish Premiership, but like I said, Michael, they wanted to have won to win their matches to progress into the third qualifying round in the Champions League. That wasn't the case in the Europa League, and it could have an effect on him. It will just depend on, I reckon, in the first opening 5, maybe 10 minutes of this match this evening, we'll see whether that's had a big impact on Celtic in this season, in what they're going to do this season, and how they're going to, this season's going to play out for the Oops.
Okay, thank you, Russ, and hopefully we can see what happens there. Hopefully for Celtic fans, it doesn't have too much of an impact for them, but of course, Hearts fans are going to want their side to get off to a positive start as well. Of course, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can go to our Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and we've posted out on there earlier a poll for what you're feeling regarding the opening fixture, whether you see Hearts getting the win or Celtic getting the win, or whether you see this one being a draw, as we've had 2 draws already this afternoon, as I already mentioned earlier. And there's also a bit of fun on there if you scroll down with a Who Am I of a former player that's played for both Hearts and Celtic as well. So if you want to get involved with that, then of course that's something else that you can do on the Twitter page. But in the meantime, we've only got about 8 minutes till kick-off, and I know that the Celtic manager is currently speaking right now. And of course, was that a bit of a surprise, the fact that he's come in, Russ, or is that somebody that you know that much about yourself? Because I wasn't really too aware of him personally when he took the job.
To be honest, Mike, I'm not aware of the manager of Celtic. It'd be interesting to see how he does in Scottish football. I've not really seen much of his managerial career to date, and I'm just to see how he gets on in this match this evening, Mike. I'm not 100% sure how he'll do, and I don't really know if he's going to have a very, very good impact. I've not seen much of how he plays. It'd be interesting to see. I only saw the first leg against Midtjylland and saw the game against West Ham last week, and they weren't really. They started off well, but then they faded away. Did Celtic in both of those matches? It'd be interesting to see how they do coming up for the matches so far. And very good evening as well, Mike. I've just seen here, so I'll give him a very good shout out to Craig Braddock, one of our newest members on the channel. He's listening in from Arizona. Good evening, Craig. Hopefully you're doing okay, my friend. And our very own friend Mike from the Twitch community, Bearded Twig, is also in this evening. A very good evening to you, my friend.
Good evening, Craig, and good evening to Bearded Twig as well. When, of course, we were just talking about the Celtic manager there, Postecoglou? Of course, he came from the J League as well, and that's a very different league to the Scottish League, as the 2 sides are just walking out now as well, and they'll be getting themselves ready in a moment or two, and we'll throw over to Russ. But when you look at that, neither me or Russ were too aware of the new Celtic manager and what sort of manager that he is, what kind of style that he's got, etc. But it's going to be a really big test for him today, and I do think that with Rangers winning, the pressure really is on them to get the 3 points now, isn't it, Russ, as well?
It is, Mike, yes. Really big pressure on Celtic to go out and get the 3 points this evening, as the players on the Celtic have just made their way out onto the field. Also be closely following them very, very soon. So it'll be interesting to see how this game goes on, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in this game. Will it be Hearts or will it be Celtic? You can find out with me in just a few moments, so stay there. And don't go anywhere, keep it locked to the commentary hub, the hub of Alter.
That's right, and Hearts are just entering the fray now themselves as well, giving a round of applause to their fans there, and they've got a nice touch here from the Celtic players as well, giving them a guard of honour, which is very nice, isn't it, Russ, to see that that the Celtic players have done that for Hearts. Of course, I think Hearts were promoted, I believe, weren't they? So I think that's why they're doing that. Or were they cup winners? I can't remember now.
They ended up winning the title in the Championship last year and got promoted and got the championship trophy last season. And I think they'll be getting ready for the match today. Craig Gordon, familiar name to Celtic fans who played with Celtic not that long recently. And there's the championship trophy which Arts won last season, and the Arts captain Craig Gordon is going to be lining up to lift it up in a moment. So we'll just tell you through this, and then we'll get ready for today's match. So we'll just tell you through this, and I'll back to Mike briefly before we get ready for today's game. But the trophy's been walked all the way across to the podium to be clinched in a moment. Arts won the title, and they're going to come across now. The Arts players in a moment, and they're going to watch him win the championship from last season, lift the trophy in front of their fans. As you can see, the fans celebrating that fact there, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes today, whether we'll see him lift it in a moment, which I think we will be doing before the game gets underway. So the game may be kick off a few minutes delayed. It should be at 8 o'clock. The flags are just going to go up and the trophy will be lifted in a moment. Also back in the Scottish Premiership after last season, the flag is going up all the way up to the top, fireworks going off, the trophy is there, and Arts are last season's champions in the Scottish Championship, and they're now getting prepared to kick off in the Scottish Premiership this season against Celtic. So back to Mike quickly, then we'll go you through today's starting lineups.
And that's great as well, obviously, to have Arts lift that now in front of the fans as well. Of course, last season they wouldn't have been able to do that, and it's great now that the fans are back into the stadium now, and it's that's a great touch that they're able to do it on the pitch before their Scottish Premier League opener against Celtic for this game today. So it's a nice touch that, and we'll hand you back over to Russ now, who's going to run you through the two lineups and then talk you through the first half of this Scottish Premier League opener, the opening game of the channel for the new season as well, Hearts against Celtic. So over to you, Russ, and let's see if we get a really good and entertaining first half. Let's hope that we do.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good evening, everyone, once again, and welcome across to our very first match here on the Commentary Hub for the 2021-2022 season. I can go through the teams now. We'll start off with Arsenal's Craig Gordon in goal, Michael Smith, John Souttar, Craig Alcott, and Stephen Kingsley is at the back. Benny Bangami making his Arts debut after joining from Everton. Andy Halliday is in the two-man midfield. Well, and then it's on the right, Alex Cochrane. In the middle is Gary Mackay-Stevens, should I say, and on the left it is Josh Ginley, and then leading the line is Liam Boyce with Stewart, Erin, McAnuff, Manuel, Anderson, Smith, and Pollock amongst the subs. As for Celtic, they're lining up with Sobin in goal. Then it's at their back. Across their back is Anthony Ralston, Newman Cole Starfelt, Nia Bitton and Greg Taylor's Celtic get the game off and underway. Then it's the midfield two of Ishmael Soro and Callum McGregor, the captain, with Abadi, Turnbull and Forrest behind Odson Edward in attack. As for the subs for Celtic, it's Barkas, Frisori, another young debutant who could play today, Jetty, Christie, Rockich, Montgomery and Welsh, with underway then in this match as a long throw comes in towards the penalty areas. Cleared away, headed forward there into the path of Gilly, who held it very, very well. It comes across to Cochrane, who delivers the ball in and is cleared away in the end by Bitton, I think that was. And Bangamy just does really, really well to throw the ball forward. But giving the ball away now, Celtic can come forward over on that far side with Forrest now. James Forrest cuts inside. Here's Edward. Now it's back to Sorrow. Now he's keeping all the possession. And now Celtic coming forward on this. Abada coming forward on the right hand side in towards the penalty area. Still going for Celtic. Out wide now for Alston to cross in, who can head the ball. And Art's defender there, which was Alka, can head the ball clear. You're listening to the commentary up, the of alternative commentary on the opening day of our new season. Arts against Celtic is the fixture that we have chosen to bring you on the Scottish Premiership over the border as the ball is forward and is out wide now into the path of Abada and is giving the ball away there. Sutar can come forward and nod the ball for Mackay Stephen, who can chase in there. And Mackay Stephen almost getting there, but he's picked up now by Boys. Boys giving the ball away. And now Arts have got the ball back as Smith comes forward into the path of Gnarly. Out wide now to Suter, who's come forward from the back. Bangamy, the new man from Everton, controlling the ball well in midfield, therefore Arts, and is across now to Cochrane. Cochrane loves to get the ball forward, and Cochrane will get the ball forward and continue to get the ball forward. He's out of play for a throw. Good start this by Arts in this match. There's a throw back there by Cochrane into the path of Alcott and across now to Suter, who tries to put Smith in behind, but the flag goes up for offside against Michael Smith there. Not the one of Rotherham United. If there's any Rotherham United fans listening, he's not the one of Rotherham United in the lineup there for Arts, who will now, after a bit of defending, Celtic just have possession, and Bitton will look to play the ball forward, but instead he goes back, and now he's with Bain and across to Starfelt. The Swedish international defender playing across on the left of the back four for Celtic today, with Bitton at the right of the back four. Barda gets the ball forward and will look to get the ball back from a return pass from Turnbull in there. Now it's Sorrow will look to keep the ball moving into the path of Starfelt. Starfelt will look up and play the ball out wide. It's down the line it goes. Love the ball in towards the path of Edward. Over on that far side now for Celtic is with Taylor. Forrest back to Taylor. Arch nipping in there. I think it was Smith who was nipping in there. It could have been Halliday, I think. And Celtic are in behind. Goes back to the edge of the penalty area and is sliced wide by Turnbull. And it's still goalless in the early stages of this match. It's goalless. Then if you're just tuning into us, we are bringing Arts against Celtic, which is taking place at Tynecastle. And I just take a drink there. Turnbull with that shot, which went just wide a few moments ago, and now it will be a goal kick to be taken by Gordon, the former Celtic goalkeeper. And he's gone all the way through to Boys, who looks to play the ball on for Ginley. Ginley is over there and wins looked like he won a corner there, but the linesman says he's gone back off him and gone out for a goal kick, but it didn't look like he come up back off nearly there, and he's now thinking he should have had a throw in there to his side, but nothing given. McGregor now to Taylor. And now back with Starfelt to Bain, who will control well and will look to get the ball forward. You're listening to the commentary hub, the home of alternative commentary, as the ball is out of play for a throw to Arts. Good game so far. If you are just tuning in, thank you very much. We are bringing you the match to the conclusion today as Bangamy now plays the ball across to the far side where Smith is there to collect, and Bangamy gets the ball forward. He goes down under a challenge there from Sorrow, and Bangamy wins that free kick. And from when I've seen Bangamy play in the English leagues with Everton and Derby and Wigan, where he spent some spells on loan at, he always impressed me, so be interested to see if he impresses me today. And here is Kingsley, who gets the ball back to Halliday. Now it's to Alcott, and now Bangamy's there again. Suter there, gets the ball out to Smith, back to Suter, now forward to Ginnerly. Ginnerly's inside the penalty area. So going Ginnerly, cross towards Boyce. Boyce goes, turns, shots across. Mackay Stephen has scored. The former Celtic man has opened the scoring. And Celtic take the are behind and Arts are in front, and fantastic goal there. Mackay Stephen against his former club puts Arts into a deserved lead here. Arts started off really well. And I said, depending how they went in the first 5 or 10 minutes, Mike, and so far, Celtic will not have enough to challenge Rangers here for me. And Gary Mackay Stephen pounces on a poor mistake on the back, generally gets in behind, and Mackay Stephen, after Boyce can't get a strike away, he gets the ball, breaks to him, and he puts Arts into the lead. And Arts have a deserved lead. It's Arts 1, Celtic 0. And what a start to this match. Superb start then. So far for Arts, who are in front after that goal from Mackay Stephen. It didn't take them long to take the lead either for Arts to take the lead, and that was a fantastic goal from Arts to take the lead in this game, and we'll go through some of the other scores later as we have played round about just towards 10 minutes. Goal was scored on 8 minutes from Mackay Stephen against his former club, and Edward is found on the edge of the penalty area, and within 2 minutes of going behind, Celtic could have now got a chance to respond here. It'd be interesting to see if they can respond here. The referee, incidentally, let me tell you about the referee, and then I'll go through. I'll go through the referee after this for you to let you know who's in charge. We've just played 10 minutes of this game now. It's still 1-0 to us if you're just joining us late. And Turnbull goes for goal. His shot is blocked by the wall, breaks for Sorrow. So break into the penalty, get the ball into the penalty, breaks on the edge of the box for McGregor to have a strike, and he gets deflected behind for a corner. The referee is Bobby Madden, assisted by Graham Stewart and David Room. Steve McLean is the fourth official as the corner will be taken by Turnbull. David Turnbull whips the corner in. And Soros there. It was Edward, in fact, who had that header. Nelson Edward with an header. Gets it on target. Well, that's all about he can do. Not enough power in that header to beat Gordon. But that is first chance that Celtic have really had in this game. And that was a header, but I would have to class it as a tame header when that much to stop the header from going in as the ball breaks now to the edge of the boxes. Now here comes the run of Mackay-Steven, who's already got a goal so far today. Ralston gets back at him to get the ball back, and now the ball is back with Arts, and they're just knocking around well as Cochrane gets the ball back to goalkeeper Gordon and will hit the ball forward. Post start for Celtic in the opening start of the game. As here's Abadi, should I say, now is with Ralston. Back to Abada. Back to Ralston, who takes on Cochrane with the cross in, and he gets deflected out to a corner. Header came off Kingsley there, and he did well to get in the way there, Kingsley, to head it behind for a corner. We have played coming up towards. We have played in the opening 12, almost 13 minutes. It's been a good positive start, and Celtic trail is headed away by Langamy. Is flicked away again by Smith. So it picks up for Celtic across to Starfell. Now it's with Turnbull back to Starfell, and now it's with Taylor, and now it's with Turnbull again. Down the line it goes to Forrest. Forrest back to Turnbull, to Forrest again, who takes on Ginley there, gets the ball, who blocked to the cross, coming from Forrest, is cleared away on this Forrest. Abadi goes down, no penalty. The Celtic players are appealing for a penalty there, nothing in that for me. Let me know what you think if you think it's a penalty, and we'll get back and we'll get to your thoughts in a moment. We'll get some of your comments read out. If I don't manage to read them out, we'll read them out at half time with Mike Ornament. He'll be bringing you all the thoughts of our listeners at half time as the ball is played in towards the penalty area, and that's cleared away by Alcott, only as far as Starfelt across to Bitton. And now it's a good start for both sides here this evening. As we see the match unfold, we have played coming up towards 15 minutes of the match so far, and it is still 1-0 to the home side. So a fantastic start for the home side so far. If you're just tuning in and you want to know who scored the goal, it was Mackay-Steven. A mistake by the Celtic defence allowed Mackay-Steven to score after boys lost out in possession. And it's 1-0 to the home side in this game as we watch this game unfold. If you're just tuning in, thank you. Let me know where you're tuned in from. I know we've got a listener tuned in from Arizona. Seeming that is Craig. Hopefully one of our new commentators, which will here throughout the season on the commentary hub on a few matches. You'll be hearing from some more new people as well. If you're tuning in today for the very first time, thank you very much. As we watch the match unfold here, it's still 1-0 to Arts if you're just tuning in, coming up towards the 17th minute of the match. And that ball is given away, but that ball is also given away, and it is still 1-0. Is Mackay Stephen in towards the penalty area. Mackay Stephen doing really, really well. And he crossed him and he's behind for a corner. Good cross there from Mackay Stephen. He's blocked off by Ralston there. Hopefully you're all doing okay. If you're just tuning in and listening to our coverage today, thank you very much for choosing our coverage. And Turnbull, it was who put the ball behind for the corner there to Arts, who will take the corner right now through Michael Smith, coming up towards 18 minutes played in this match, and it's headed just over by, I think he might have been, it was by Boys, who just headed over. If Boys left it, Kingsley may have gone end of that there. But so far, it's been a good match to watch. It's still 1-0 coming towards the 18th minute in this game as the ball is over the top looking towards Hudson Edward, who can't go an end of that, and it's now back to the goalkeeper Gordon, who is the Arts captain for the season. The captain, incidentally, for Celtic this season is Callum McGregor. And it'll be interesting to see how Callum McGregor does throughout the season with Celtic, and whether he learned to handle both roles like he didn't seem to do that well last season. Is Abada coming forward in towards a penalty, punched away there by Gordon, and that's Josh Janilli who can get the ball away only temporarily though, as Wilson picks back up. Out to Baddy again. Bada with the cross in, and he's headed behind there by Craig Alcott, and he's behind for a goal. Down for a corner, should I say there. Turnbull gets the ball back. There's a good bit of play between the Celtic players, and now with Bitton, who's doing really, really well. Here's McGregor now, who will look to play the ball forward. McGregor gets the ball back to Bitton once more via the new man Starfelt. McGregor gets the ball again. He's on the edge of the penalty line. McGregor, and Mangami closes him down. The shot is blocked away by, it was Turnbull at that shot, and now Mackay Stephen, the goal scorer, gets the ball for Boys, and Boys has got men over on the outside, and Ginley there is one of them. But the flag's up for offside. The fans are not happy with that offside decision, let me tell you. They're not happy. They say that offside flag should have was raised there as Smith almost getting behind. But Smith did really, really well to get forward. And he just straight offside, and he was credited in the end by the linesman over on the far side, which I think may be Graham Stewart. And it's still Arts 1, Celtic 0. If you're just tuning in. Good bit of play from the Celtic defender Starfelt, making his Celtic and Scottish Championship debut. Scottish Premiership debut, should I say, rather. And so far in this game, after the coming up towards the 22-minute mark, is still 1-0 to Arts, thanks to that goal early on from Mackay Stephen after just 8 minutes. Soro slipped and he slips again, and Halliday trying to get in there, and Halliday stays down, as does the Celtic man who are trying to get it off of, which is Turnbull. Turnbull back to his feet now, but Halliday remains on the deck. So very good start this game so far. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today between Arts and Celtic, it's currently 1-0 to the hosts. It's over towards Hudson Edward, and who's controlling the ball really, really well, and it's saved there by Craig Gordon. Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. You can visit their website, www.melonapp.com is the place to be. And is saved again by Gordon. There's Celtic trying to get through in behind there. Good bit of pressure, and it's flicked on there. Ginelli gets beyond Starfelt and he goes down, trying to claim he was caught in the face by Starfelt. Nothing given, according to, says the referee Bobby Madden. Well, he gives a free kick there for a foul on Taylor by Smith. And I'm not really sure why he gave that free kick, but not the other one earlier on Ginley, which I think Ginley's one was more of a foul than this one. This is the Ginley one again. He gets away from his man, which is Starfelt. And Starfelt pushes his arm across him and into his face, and gets nothing for it. And then Smith just wins the ball off Taylor. Taylor falls to the floor and he gives a free kick. Not sure what that is all about. Here's Turnbull. It was a penalty area for Celtic and is cleared by Alcott, who's done well so far on the back. Ralston will look to control. Will look for an option to Taylor for 2, and he goes and scores back to Bitter. Isn't there no one in a moving in an attacking point of view there? Alcott can head this ball clear. Breaks for Edward, and he now breaks for Boys, who can order well, knocks it back to Bang and Me. Our White is Smith, who can come forward now, and Smith knocks the ball down the line. Ginelli will look to try and get the ball forward, but can't do anything with that. Austin gets there, giving away, and it's now back again with Taylor. Celtic come again with Turnbull on the edge of the penalty area. Turnbull does really, really well to get the ball forward. Bangamy helps out to get the ball clear, and advantage is being given as a foul in there. And a free kick to Arse, but no foul there on Mackay Stephen, who got elbowed in the back, and Bain saying he dove there. And let's have a look at this again. That's the arm in the back. That's a shoulder in the back that I've seen in the English Premiership, or Premier League as it's called, that those sort of fouls given, but not in the Scottish League is not being given. So interesting to see if that was ever been played in England somewhere, say like the Emirates Stadium or Ellen Road, in a Premier League game, then it would have probably been given as a free kick. If you're just tuning in and you all wanted to know how the opening 26.5 minutes gone, it's 1-0 to Arts against Celtic. And it's been a good first half here as the ball is coming forward. Ralston gives the ball away. As Bangamy comes, getting the ball forward. It's coming towards Boys, but giving away. Now here is McGregor to get the ball forward into Hudson Edward, who's having to drop back, and he can't give the ball back to McGregor. He tried to, we went just behind him. As now Souter gets the ball forward, but out of play as he tried to pick out Ginolet over there, the left winger, Josh Ginolet, that is. Good start so far. If you're tuning in, let me know where you are tuning in from, and we'll give you a mention. Currently 1-0 to Art is the scoreline. And we've had a mention to see if you can get any further than where one of our listeners are tuning from. I'll tell you where he is tuning from in a minute, as that is it over there by Abarda there. Paul, he did well to cut in on the edge of the penalty area, but then fire over. This is Mackay Stevens' goal again. Ginelli does really, really well to get beyond the defender. Here's Mackay Stevens. Starfelt trying to win it. And then Bitton just knocks it into the path of Mackay Stephen. And he just taps against his former club to give Arts the early lead after just 8 minutes. And so are you any further? Can you get any further than Melbourne, Australia, where Bearded Twig is listening from? It says Melbourne, Australia, live on Twitch. So thank you very much. If you want to tell us where you're tuning in from, let us know, and we'll do our very best to give you a shout out. And throughout the match, so yeah, the ball is in towards the penalty centre circle as McGregor knocks the ball back. He is Bitton now to look up and play the ball forward. Turnbull gets the ball out wide to Ralston, who can come forward. Ralston has got Abardi on the overlap. Abardi with the cross in. Abardi's cross is too bad. Like, he's put too much power onto that, and he's gone out for a throw. Didn't even find a teammate there, Abarda. And he really should have done better there. Manumi back to the defender there, Smith, who can get the ball forward. Smith gets the ball back now. Knocks the ball down line for Gineleu. And Gineleu cuts inside. On towards Mackay Stephen. Mackay Stephen towards Smith, who fires just wide. And Arts, so far, are the better of the two sides. They've impressed. They've looked good. They've looked strong. And they've causing Celtic quite a number of problems when they get forward. Apart from that chance there from Smith. And Suter tracks that run there very, very well. Of Forrest over on that far side. And he's out to play for a throw. Edward now back to Taylor. Taylor back to Forrest. McGregor across there as well, and Taylor wins a throw, and he'll take the throw as well. Taylor to McGregor, and Callum McGregor, the captain, will get the ball towards the edge of the penalty area. McGregor gets the ball there, giving away. Here's Mackay Stephen. Mackay Stephen gives the ball away. Turnbull has it back now. Good bit of play this. Here's Bitton, who can look up. And then Ralston back to Bitton, and across now to Starfelt. McGregor to Taylor. Starfelt again. Can't get the ball forward, and it's out of play now for the throw to Celtic. We'll run you through some earlier scores in a moment, or next time we get a break in play, we'll run you through some of the scores. We'll go through how some of the scores have gone on so far in the day. If you are listening to the alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's player of the match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by the brilliant commentary services continuing their partnership with us that we had last season. Forrest has possession to Bitton, and coming up towards the final few moments of the first half, into the final 8 minutes, and he looks for McGregor, whose shot is easy in the end for the arms of Gordon, and now Turnbull gets the ball out wide. It's now Ralston who can look forward, and Ralston was really, really well. Ralston in towards the penalty area, and he's given away, and he's cleared away in the end by Alcott there, I think it was. And Ralston will get ready to take the throw. Here's Turnbull across, and gets the ball back for Bitton, and across now to Starfelt, who can control really, really well. Turnbull again. And Boys wins a free kick, and Boys stays down. And Boys goes down, and Starfelt signed from Ruben Kazan and makes his debut today. Country Services would like to thank our broadcast partners for the season: JDAC Football, JB Sports, and Storm FM. Hopefully our listeners across there are enjoying our coverage. If you are enjoying our coverage, do let us know. You can tweet us at Commentary Live 1, where you can also follow us, and can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. All one word in The Commentary Hub, guys, no spaces in between. Commentary Service would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, www.melonapp.com. As Sutar cuts the ball out there, Celtic tried to break down the far side and in towards the penalty area now. And he comes off Taylor and he's out for a goal kick. And it came off Greg Taylor there, who thought he done enough to keep the ball in play. And we've got more live football coming up for you on the channel, which I'll tell you about in a few moments' time. But the score, as you can see, is 1-0 to Hearts. Mackay Stephen after 8 minutes with the goal. If you're just tuning in, thank you very much, and make sure you tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone who likes football or any other sports to be of that fact as well, that the commentary hub is the best place for alternative commentary, where they can hear yours truly amongst many others across covering their favourite sport. If you're tuning in, and if you're tuning in and wondering where the likes of Mike Ornament is and whether he's going to be back on the mic, you'll be able to hear Mike Ornament on the mic at half time. He's presenting our coverage of this match today, which is very good of him, and we thank him for all his hard work that he does, presenting, commentating, producing. So he does really, really well. There's a barley set up, Turnbull there, but Turnbull's strike, he took it on first time, and that was why he was always rising. And into the crowd behind the goal there, or from Turnbull. And Gordon is it forward, boys. Voice is there, plays out wide towards Gunilin there, and now he comes to Smith, who will have the ball on his chest, on his shirt, and look to take a throw. Langamy just turns away well, and now it's Halliday. Goes down there, does Mackay Stephen, no free kick given, and now Celtic can come forward with possession, and now it's Turnbull, wearing the number 14. Today, be interesting to see how that game does unfold. Today is a good bit of players. Sorrow, and he's out wide now to Taylor. Now he's now with Starfelt. I almost called him Starfish. But it was Starfelt. He's now Turnbull gets the ball forward, looking towards us for Edward. But Kingsley does well to watch the ball out there. A good bit of play. Here's Edward inside the penalty area now. Austin Edward has a shot. He's blocked and goes through for Gordon, who will claim very, very well. And he is doing very, very well so far. If you're just tuning into us and you want to know how the game is going, it is 1-0 to Hearts, coming up towards the end of the first half with just less than 5 minutes to go. Unfortunately, due to copyright reasons, we cannot show you any match action. If you do ask to show us some match action, we will get removed if we do show any of the action, so we can only fetch a commentary. Hopefully those who want to watch the game can find it in their own channel, on one of their own channels in their territories where they're from. But bad there, just Abada can't keep the ball in play and he's out for a goal kick. And the manager for Celtic will not be very happy there as we watch this game unfold in front of our eyes coming towards half time. If you want to listen to our coverage that we did of the Euros, you can go back on our page on our YouTube channel. Just visit www.commentary.com and find the commentaries on there. As comes across to Cochrane, who fires just wide. Alex Cochrane there, the all-known Brighton man, sees the FA go wide as Boyce gets out to Smith, who Smith crosses it in, and Cochrane just hits it across. It's into the ground, and it just goes wide. And it was appealing they come off the defender there, but not according to the referee into the final 3 minutes of the first half before half time. As now we've got Abada out wide, who can run in towards the penalty area. Still going Abada for Celtic. To Sorrow, lines up an effort straight down the throat of Craig Gordon, and easy for the Arts goalkeeper. Currently 1-0 to Arts against Celtic, thanks to that early goal from Mackay Stephen. Good bit of play this. And it's good bit of play from Arts, who will keep all of possession. It's Alcott who can get the ball forward for Jinli, who's just strayed offside there as he tried to get in behind the Celtic back line, looking to get a second goal for Arts towards the end of this first half. It is still 1-0 Arts, coming up towards the final 60 seconds of the game. If you're tuning in to us for the very first time, thank you. We hope you enjoy our coverage, and we'll bring you coverage of many sports this season. Start off with our football for 2021-2022 season in Scottish football for the very first time. Here's Bangami, who can control well. The man who joined just only a couple of days ago from Everton. And we're now into the final 60 seconds of the first half. Arts 1, Celtic 0 is the scoreline today. We hopefully you enjoy our coverage of the matches as the ball is flicked on there by Boyce. Back it goes in the end. And Kingsley headed back forward, and after being cleared, after Kingsley headed it forward, almost getting Boyce in on through on goal there. Bangami gets across to win the ball back brilliantly. Now it's into Halliday, who can get the ball out wide to Cochrane, who can get the ball forward. Can't get the ball into the path of Mackay Stephen, who's across on this left-hand side. Ginley is across on this left-hand side now, and Mackay Stephen's on the right, so they've switched over for a moment. Forrest lost out, and now Smith in the ball forward, looking for Boyce. But there is the half-time whistle. And Celtic are behind by that early goal from Mackay Stephen on 8 minutes, which is the difference between the two sides at the break. It is 1-0 to Arts at half time in this fantastic first half. Arts are doing very well so far, creating a lot of chances, having a lot of the possession as well. Celtic yet to really test Gordon in goal. They've had a few chances. But half time is Arts 1, Celtic 0, and this is a commentary hub.
Thank you very much, Russ, and a great coverage of the first half there as well. Very interesting and entertaining game there so far between Hearts and Celtic. Great start for Hearts as well, going 1-0 up very early on there. Of course, they're still riding the wave on the back of that promotion, I believe, as well. And of course, maybe even the fact that they went and lifted the trophy, or collected the trophy, I should say, and got the the Guard of Honour from Celtic as well, coming out onto the field of play, really helped to motivate them to get in an early positive start, which is exactly what they've done. Of course, earlier on, Rangers won by 3-0 in the opening game of their title defence in the Scottish Premier League as well, when the pressure really was on Celtic before the Hearts opener, but even more so now when what I will say is I do think that there's still going to be goals in this game, and I do see Celtic coming out a lot stronger in the second half and really testing the Hearts back line, which they've really, as Russ has mentioned there, failed to do throughout that first half. But of course, I'll have a look over some of the other scores. I did run you through the scores from the Scottish Premier League before we went into the actual game itself, but I'll do it once again now. And as mentioned, Rangers were 3-0 victors over Livingston in the game this afternoon, with goals from Hadji, Wright and Roof, with Tavernier getting a brace of assists as well. In the other games, it was Dundee 2, St Mirren 2. Shaughnessy with an own goal cancelled out the opener for St Mirren, which was scored by Brophy. And then St Mirren went 2-1 up via McGrath's penalty. And then Cummings equalised for Dundee before Anderson saw red as well. And that one ended as a draw with a Desmond scoreline. And then, of course, Ross County and St Johnstone played out a 0-0 draw in their opening game, as Ali McCann blazed a penalty over the bar in that game as well. So, of course, it could have been a different story. But, of course, in this one, it's currently Hearts 1, Celtic 0. Hearts going 1-0 up through Mackay Stephen after 8 minutes. And it took Celtic a bit of time to get going. And when you look at the stats as well, it has been, a strong performance from Hearts defensively on the back of going 1-0 up. And, in fact, they did score with their only shot on target as well. Celtic, as expected, came out and tried to attack the Hearts back line after that. But actually, they had 12 shots in total, with only managing to get 3 of those on target. So that kind of says everything you need to know, with those efforts being easy for their former goalkeeper, who's now, of course, in the goal for Hearts, Craig Gordon as well. So it's going to be an interesting second half, and we'll have to wait and see what Celtic can do. Of course, we mentioned beforehand that they were knocked out at the early stages of the qualifiers for the Champions League as well, against FC Midtjylland. And, of course, that means they now go into the Europa League on Thursday, which I'm sure Russ has already mentioned throughout and will mention later on as well. But we'll run you through a few other scores as well, because it's all the Scottish leagues have started off today, and we'll go into the Scottish Championship as well, where there's been lots of goals. There's goals in every single game from the Scottish Championship, and Sutherland gave Inverness Caledonian Thistle a 1-0 victory at Arbroath in the first of those games. Of course, Greenock Morton and Dunfermline also played. They played out a 2-2 draw with Oliver, giving Morton the lead, and then Todorov and O'Hara scoring for Dunfermline before McGrattan equalised for Greenock Morton to make that one 2-2. Partick Thistle beat Queen of the South by 3-2, with Gibson giving Queen of the South the lead, and then Graham getting a brace for Partick Thistle before Patton equalised, and then Tiffany scored the winner for Partick Thistle in that one. And then there was a cracking game at the Raith Rovers and Hamilton in that Scottish Championship as well. It was 4-4, and it was Vaughan getting 2 for Raith Rovers, and Natta Connolly also scored for the home side as well, with a brace from McDonald, Ryan. McDonald's getting a brace, Ryan scoring, and also Want scoring as well with a 92nd minute equaliser in that game. There's games from all across Scotland today. So I'll run you through the other divisions as well. The Scottish League 1, Montrose won by 3-0 against Adrionians, with goals from Masson, Milne and Webster, giving them a comfortable start to their campaign. As for Clyde and Dumbarton won by 3-0 with an own goal from Ballatoni, then McLean and Duffy scoring for the visitors to give them a comfortable win as well. Cove Rangers and Falkirk played out a 1-1 draw with McAllister and Nesbitt scoring respectively for their sides. East Fife and Queen's Park also played out a 1-1 draw as well, with Watt scoring for the home side and Fox equalising. And then Peterhead beating Alloa Athletic by 2-0 with McLean and Payne scoring. In fact, McLean and Payne were also assisting for each other as well. It was McLean from a Payne assist and Payne from a McLean assist. So it was very much a double team for both of those goals. In the Scottish League 2, Albion Rovers beat Edinburgh City by 2-0 with Byrne and Doherty getting the goals in that one. Annan Athletic were beaten 2-0 at home by Forfar with McCluskey and Shepherd getting the goals for the away side there. Elgin City and Stranraer played out a 1-1 draw with McCarty and Gallagher scoring for their respective sides. And also in the other two games, Kelty Hearts were 2-0 victors over Cowden Beef with Cardle and Philp, the goal scorers there. And finally, Stenhouse Muir were beaten at home 1-0 by Stirling Albion with McNiff scoring and McKinn getting sent off at the end of that game for the away side. So that is as far as we're going to go in the Scottish division. And of course, there was a game in England today as well, the first game of the League Cup, of course, and Bournemouth were 5-0 victors over MK Dons in a game that saw Bournemouth really run away with that one and put MK Dons to the sword. David Brooks getting a brace, Dominic Solanke, Philip Billing, and then new signing Christian Sadie put the icing on the cake for the Cherries as well and give them a very comfortable first round win over MK Dons. And that, of course, was in the English division. As for Real Madrid, they're currently facing off against Barcelona as well in a pre-season friendly, I believe. And I will have a look what happens with that one. I did see that just come through onto the Twitter page, so I will see if I can find out what's going on with that. But in the meantime, of course, we've ran you through all of the updates. We've got a lot of comments here in the chat as well. So we'll go to Craig's comment first of all. He says, Hart seems to be keeping the ball in the middle of the pitch. Good passing. And Celtic definitely needs to step it up a gear. Would not be surprised to see a different Celtic formation in the second half. And Matthew Gaming, who is tuned in, says, let's go Hearts as well. Obviously a Hearts fan who's very, very happy and pleased with the way that his side's first half is going. And of course, as I mentioned, they're riding that wave on the back of promotion into the SPL as well. And Celtic have it all to do in the second half. And I'm sure, as Craig mentioned, there will be probably a change in formation and more than likely a change in personnel as well. And I'll hand you back over to Russ now for just a little rundown of that first half. And, you know, are you in sort of agreement with me and Craig that Celtic have got to change things up in terms of formation and personnel for the second half?
I am, Mike, yes. And I think Celtic have not really tested Craig Gordon enough, as I mentioned on commentary in that first half, Mike. They really need to try something different. Maybe just having a look who they've gone bench who could really change things. Maybe go two up top with Edward and Ajeti, potentially, and take off Abada because Abada is not really working. Go 4-4-2 because Turnbull's mainly a centre midfielder. We can also operate out wide, so we could potentially put Turnbull out wide and then put a Jetty up front and take off Abada, who's some of his crossing today, Mike, is being poor. He's not even found a man. He's put wide, put behind for throw-ins a few times, and behind for a goal kicks as well. Some of his crossing, but Celtic really need to change something in the next half, like you and Craig said, and I would be surprised if they don't change maybe formation, maybe changing personnel, maybe go with someone a bit different, possibly go with potentially fetch Tom Rokic on and more of an attacking midfielder with and take off the Turnbull, fetch either Christie or Rokic on for Turnbull, maybe. Because yes, Turnbull have had a few chances but not really created much in any way, shape or form of goal scoring opportunities, Mike. And before I go back to you, Mike, and just react to what I've just said there on that first half, just some sad news came in at half time, just on the stroke of half time, from Leeds United. And Leeds United just said they're devastated to learn the passing of Terry Cooper, age of 77. Cooper, who's a club legend for Leeds United, played 351 appearances, scoring 11 goals during Leeds' most successful era to date. He scored the goal, Mike, in the 1968 League Cup final at Wembley against Arsenal, which was one of the most iconic moments in the history of Leeds United, scoring the club's 1-0 victory over the Gunners and a first major honour. He also made his debut at the age of 19 in a 3-0 away win over Swansea Town, as they were then. In his second match, Leeds won 2-0 against Charlton. It was part of the Don Revie side that won the titles and he was another one of those. And he also, after departing Leeds, had two spells with Bristol City along with Bristol Rovers and Doncaster, and he managed both Bristol clubs, City and Rovers, along with Exeter City twice and Birmingham City. Like Leeds United, the thoughts of everyone in the commentary hub, or with Terry's family and friends at this difficult time, rest in peace.
Absolutely, I have to second that. Sorry, as well. Of course, it's deeply sad when you hear of the passing of anybody really, but in regards to former players and stuff in particular as well, and sports personnel. Of course, we have to echo what Russ has just said there. That our thoughts go out to the family of Terry, and hopefully, they're able to sort of hold on to those memories there that Russ mentioned of those times of him in the game, and what he was about as a person as well, and sort of what he was like as an individual. But we'll come back over to Russ in a moment. But actually, we've got a poll running, or in fact, we had a poll running in regards to our viewers and what we thought our viewers' predictions could have been. Well, we're going to be for this game. And in terms of the predictions, we had a Celtic win being 71.4% of the votes, a Hearts win and a draw both being equal with 14.3% of the votes each. And everybody seems to have got it completely wrong so far, don't they, Russ, on the back of Hearts, putting in that performance in the first half. And as the two sides are getting ready to come out, of course, we were watching just before this Hearts against Celtic, an old game, an old classic, when Hearts were victorious by 1-0. So let's see if they can hold on to it again, as we are now back underway for the second half. So back over to you, Russ, and let's see if Hearts can hold on, or maybe even better, a 1-0 scoreline.
Yes, thank you very much, Mike. We're back underway, as Mike says, for the second half. Arts leading by a goal to nil. Mackay Stevens' goal on 8 minutes is the difference as we get ready for the second half to be get in action as the throw's just been taken. Bangamy there for Arts will come forward. Lovely jinking run towards the penalty area. Still going is Smith there, who wins a throw after a good pass from Josh Ginelli there. Michael Smith will get ready to take this throw in. It's thrown towards Liam Boyce, and it goes behind for a throw. We've played almost a minute of the second half, and Michael Smith comes forward again to take the throw. I'll run you through the subs benches and the teams in a moment because it looks like we've had no changes. Bangamy there now for Arsenal to come forward and love the ball into Ginelli, who puts the ball in and is cleared behind for a corner kick to Art. So good start from Art at the start of this second half, and I'll just read you through the team for Art in a second after we watch this corner kick, which will be taken from the right hand side as Arts attack in this second half, and it'll be taken by Cochrane, the man who's on loan from Brighton. But his corner is poor and is knocked back by Ginelli to Gordon. So I'll run you through the teams then. Is Gordon in goal for Arts, Souter, Alcott and Kingsley at the back, Smith, Bangamy, Allardyce, Cochrane in the midfield with Ginelli, Boyce and Mackay Stephen, the men in attack. As for Celtic, I'll run you through their team in a moment as Celtic on the attack is Forrest. James Forrest on the edge of the penalty area. Tees up McGregor, who loses out. Now gets it by McGregor. So now he goes to Starfelt, to Bitten, and now Ralston gets a shot in. And he's gone over the top there. And probably still rising that shot. But here's the Celtic team for the second half is underway. Bain in goal, Ralston, Bitten, Starfelt and Taylor, Sorrow and McGregor, Abada, Turnbull, Forrest, Edward, the bench of Barkas, Fusasa, Ferushe, should I say, Ajeti, Christie, Rocky, Montgomery and Welsh. Bangamy does really well to keep possession for Arsenal. The ball isn't knocked forward. Can't pick out Ginelli, who can't get an end of that, and he runs through to Bain, who can fetch the ball forward. We'll be getting ready to see how the second half unfolds and see who will come out on top. Will Arts keep their 1-0 lead intact, or will Celtic get back into this game? Well, let me know what you think. You can do so in the chat. We'll read most, and I'll try and read most of those out when we get a chance. As Bangamy just keeps possession for Arts. Back to Souter, and Souter just go back to Gordon. Gordon hits the ball forward. Flicked on there by Boyce, and it goes all the way through to Bain. No one could get under that. Ginelli was chasing for a moment there, but couldn't get an end of that in the end. And now that was Starfelt across to Bitten, and Starfelt again. Here's Bitten. Here's Starfelt, and he's now back with Starfelt again, who he got it back from Taylor. Taylor has to go back to goalkeeper Ben, and that's good pressure from Arch to force Celtic all the way back to the goalkeeper. As now they will come forward with Turnbull just inside his own half, and he'll turn away from Bang and Me and go back to Starfelt. Starfelt once again back to Bang and Me. Starfelt just back to Turnbull, just says Bang and Me was closing him down again. Was Turnbull, so had to go back to Starfelt and back across the bit in the back to Starfelt, and now across to Taylor. Taylor will look to get the ball forward. Turnbull and Taylor just making sure they keep a triangle, and now he's with Forrest. McGregor's behind him and backing him up if need be. Forrest puts the dangerous cross in. Gordon can't get an end of that, and comes all up. It goes to Ralston, who gets the ball back in. Can't pick out a man, and it goes underneath the foot of Forrest, who's trying to say that is a goal. There's a throw into Celtic, but in fact, I think he'd come off the foot of Forrest there, so that is a throw to Art, and I'm not sure why he is complaining. As we watch the ball come forward, he's given the ball away here. It's a good bit of play, and almost a mistake by Starfelt, almost presenting Mackay Steven with a chance to double the lead for Art, and that would have been a mistake by the defender on his debut for Celtic, and it would be a debut to forget if that had fell kindly for Mackay Steven, who keeps cutting into the middle, swapping with Boyce. Smith gets the ball forward, and Boyce is putting under Starfelt under pressure. Starfelt does well to turn away from him and feed into Sorrow, and Sorrow will look up. Here's Turnbull. Lovely one from Turnbull. What can Turnbull do here with possession? He can find the ball out wide to Forrest. Forrest does really, really well. Forrest inside the penalty area. Can't get a striking on goal there. Turnbull was crowded out in the end, and that's good pressure from us to force him all the way back to goalkeeper Bain. And now Celtic will come forward and will look to cause a few problems here. Here's McGregor now. Into Turnbull as Celtic look to continue pressing. Edward gets it back to Sorrow. And Edward does a 1-2. They're still going. Celtic! And it's an equaliser for Celtic! It's Ralston, the left right back of all people who have scored. And it's levelled the scores for Celtic. And Celtic needed that goal because Arts, up until that moment, up until the last couple of minutes, have been the better side. And Ralston just need 1-2 with Edward, and he brilliant run there. I thought he might have gone back to Edward, but he took it on himself and does really, really well to finish off nicely there, does Ralston. After a knee 1-2 with Hudson Edward, I thought he might roll it back into the striker, but instead, Ralston fires home and Celtic are level. 54 minutes on the clock. And it's 1-1 now. Fantastic goal from Ralston, but I was thinking to myself, that he should have passed to a teammate. That's what I was thinking, guys. Should have passed it back to Edward, but what do I know? He didn't need to pass it back. He finished off nicely, did Ralston, to be fair to him. And he does really, really well. Back on level terms. Hearts 1, Celtic 1. And now Celtic are back on in this. Anthony Ralston's first goal since December 2018. So he's not scored in almost 3 years. As we're coming up towards August tomorrow. And you know what it means for August, guys? Premier League season almost upon us as well. And the Football League season as well. The English Football season kicked off today with Bournemouth against MK Dons. And that is McGregor saying, watch that back. Saying it should have been a foul there. Wanting a booking there, McGregor, but nothing given. Just a free kick that's been given as the ball is. Alka wins the ball back, and now Mackay Steven is breaking away. The former New York City man, I've had a spell out in the MLS, did Mackay Steven. Here's Ginelli now, and turned inside the tail, but didn't take the ball with him. And now here's Suter. Holiday strikes! Saved by Bain, and good effort there from Bain in the end. Good response from Celtic. And right, that's why you're not a footballer. Yes, man, that is why I'm sat doing the commentary rather than on that field playing it. I mean, that's why I'm doing the commentary and not playing the football. Because I would have passed it back, made for that Celtic goal. I would have passed it back into Edward. If I was a right back in that position, I would have passed it back and then drove back into my own position. But that's why I'm not a footballer. And these 22 people out on that field of play are a footballer. Hearts 1, Celtic 1. Is the scorers. Forrest gets the ball down the line, looking to pick out the run of Taylor, who had gone on the overlap. Forrest takes the throw into McGregor. Starfelt just keeps all of possession, finds Bitton into Turnbull. Out wide to Alston. Alston the goal scorer into Turnbull. Alston with the cross. Ralston not really having much since the goal. Has not done much here, but this is the goal again from Ralston. Did really, really well. We should have probably passed to Edward there for me, but what do I know, like Mike said, what do I know? That's why I'm not a footballer. I said he should have passed it back. He didn't, and he scored. And that goal from Anthony Ralston, the right back, is proved why he's a footballer and I'm not. I wonder if we're going to see many changes in the second half. Is Abada with the cross in, and the cross is so over it, it goes behind. So it's still 1-1 in the match as Turnbull's coming forward on this. Meantime, here's McGregor with the ball in. Taylor's in, and he's a goal! Well, the flag is off for against Celtic, against Abada, but Celtic follow the lead. but they didn't. It's onside there for me. No way it's Taylor offside as that ball came back into him. And Arts, in my opinion, have got away with one there. It should be 2-1 down. Turnbull loses out. Now here's Boyce. And Boyce is going through. The Boyce goes through. Goes down, no penalty. Sorrow now. Goes away to Bangami, and Bangami goes down the challenge of Sorrow, and Bangami wins a free kick. And Turnbull commits the foul, and that's Cochrane who will take the free kick. Cochrane lifts the ball in. Boyce can go in there. Bangami's there on the edge of the box. Looks in towards the penalty. Edge of the box, and he goes behind for a goal kick to Celtic. If you're tuning in for the very first time this evening, thank you very much, Lou. Can you be Melbourne, Australia? Where you're tuned in from tonight, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. If you're listening any further than Melbourne in Australia, let us know. And we'll do our best to give you a mention on the air. But that's where Bearded Twig is listening from this evening. Just a quick drink there for myself. And Celtic so far better in the second, much more possession in the second half, and really are determined that they are wanting to get something from the game. But interesting to see if they do get something from this game at the end, Hearts, or whether Celtic will go on to win this game now they're back in it. Currently 1-1 is the scoreline. And now, yeah, is Ralston into Taylor. Edward. Back to goal, Hudson Edward. What a challenge there from Arts to get the ball back. I think it might have been Halliday and Alcott to both challenging there to get the ball back. Still 1-1 if you're just tuning in. Thank you very much to those that are listening in today. If it's the very first time you've ever listened to the Commentary Hub, we do appreciate all the support. And please tell your friends and family about us as Celtic are trying to come forward. Cochrane gives the ball away as he tries to throw the ball downfield. Ralston gets the ball back to Bitton, and now it's with Starfell now, and now across into the path of Taylor. But Taylor loses out to Boyce. Starfell back to Ben, and Ben's so far out of his goal he was like almost playing as a third centre back at times. As Sorrow comes forward. Abarda loses out to Cochrane, but wins the throw as well. Our player of the match sponsor for 2021-2022 season, by the way, last season is on the Up is sponsored by Commentary Services, and you are listening to the coverage of this Horse 171 on listen to the alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel, www.commentaryhub.com. We would like to thank our commentary service. We'd like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. You can visit their website. Just go to www.melonapp.com as Celtic almost trying to get in behind there, but the ball looking for Taylor goes behind for a goal kick. Don't forget to give us a follow on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And also about to make a substitution there. And it's maybe Peter Arling who will be the man coming on for Arts. So it'll be interesting to see who Arts take off here, whether it'll be Newman Benny Bangami or Andy Alladay. Here is Sorrow. And now Bitton. Celtic just keeping possession, and they are the team on the front foot now. They've not really changed formation. What they've just done, they've just upped the tempo from what they were playing in the first half, Celtic, to have much of the ball and have very much of the chances. And Arts, for some reason, have lost their ways. Forrest comes forward from Taylor's pass into the edge of the box in Turnbull. Now Sorrow! So fires it wide. And now here's a substitution, and it's number 11, Mackay Stephen. And he's replaced by number 5, Owen. And Mackay Stephen, the goal scorer, is the man who's come off. And with Owen mainly as a defensive midfielder, it'll be interesting to see how Arts now do shape up. There's a man down for Arts. You see who that was who's gone down there. I think he could potentially be Alladay. And now we'll just wait to see what happens with in terms of formation for Arts. For Ashley, he's still on the bench. Kyogo for Ashley. And the ball is forward towards the run. And it's back on at the moment. And it looks to me Boyce on this Right, so he's gone out for a corner. Looks to me, as I just see to that have gone with Orin has gone into midfield. Cochrane may have pushed a bit further up. And Ginelli and Boyce just playing off each other. Cochrane here's a corner from Cochrane in towards the penalty area. Mangame's there. As Edward heads it back, he comes all the way. Heads it clear, should I say. Now he comes to Gordon, who clears it long, and now went all the way back to the goalkeeper from that corner kick. And that's very, very poor from an Arse point of view. As the ball is it forward, looking towards Boyce. Ish. Ginali here. Is Cochrane. Ginali. And Beaton has gone down at the moment with cramp. So while we just await for the game to get back underway, we'll just run you through some of the scores from the Scottish Premiership from earlier on today. You've made ready with Mike, but I'll run you through them as well. It's Rangers 3, Livingston 0, Dundee United 2, St Mirren 2, Ross County and St Johnstone played out a goalless draw, while Arts 1-1 currently with 72 minutes on the clock. Bournemouth beat MK Dons by 5-0 in the EFL Cup in England. And Arts have just won a corner. And that's a good bit of play from Cochrane to win the corner. Owen Alker amongst the players in the penalty area. So too is Kingsley and Suter. Smith goes short to Ginelli. Halliday gives the ball away. Here's Smith to get the ball back. Here's Cochrane who will go back and will just hit the ball forward. Looks as though Cochrane may not have pushed up. It looks as though they've gone to a 3-5-2 now. It looks as though, to me, with Ginelli and Boyce up front. Cochrane still playing on the left. Smith on the right. Bang and me are in Halliday in midfield now. Bang and me to Ginelli. Who keeps coming out to this further right hand side. At times it is Smith there to head the ball forward, and he'll run onto his own header and win his own header and keep and put pressure on Taylor, and he wins the throw as Smith is Orin who will control well. Back to Sutar and across to Alka to look to fetch the ball forward. He's out wide with Cochrane. Now Suter for Smith. Smith with the ball in, is headed away. And behind for a corner off of Starfelt. Starfelt is not happy that has been given as a corner. You could see what he said there as soon as it was given. He said no. But I'm afraid, Starfelt, it was a corner. The referee and his official got it on. No substitutions yet for Celtic. Cochrane will take it. Punch clear by Bain. Barder bundles Ginale to the ground. And it's still 1-1 as Celtic get ready to make a double substitution with Christie and Vera Ashley, who will be coming on in a moment. Also making a change with Ginelli coming off. With Armand Nagnolet about to come onto the field. And he helped Oscar back in the lead. Armand Nagnolet, who has done really, really well. That's our second substitution. And he's a good aerial presence, is Armand Nagnolet. And he's just gone over his head. Alka keeps the ball alive as Bitton headed that ball away. He's out for a throw to Arts. Good play from Arts so far in this second half. Responded well to Celtic's pressure. A few chances of the managed to keep the ball for quite a bit on the run at the moment. Here is Nagnolet back across goal. Shooter! And it's saved. Comes to Smith. Boyce in towards a penalty area. Breaks towards Smith. Bitting got the ball away. He's back in. He's out for a throw again. It's Arts piling on the pressure. 1-1 now. Against Celtic. Ralston is the man who had got Celtic level after Mackay Stephen, who's gone off, put them in lead on 8 minutes. Abada and Turnbull, and it's for Ashley and Christie. Voice moved across. Looks like he moved across to the right hand side. So into Edward. Christie with the shot. Saved by the goalkeeper. Gordon, and that was a fantastic save. Here's Ashley. He was really, really well in. Ashley gives away a free kick. Foul on Bangmi. And the referee just pushed the ball on the spot where the free kick is going to be taken from. Smith moves it for a couple of yards where the referee wanted it to be taken from. Smith will tail his free kick now. Lovely to try and get the ball in towards the penalty area to try and cause a few problems. Smith. Harker flicked the ball on. Cleared away. Sorrow cleared it away. It was. Headed back forward by think that was by Halliday, and he's behind for a goal kick. Edward did really, really well. Here's Christie, good save by Gordon earlier. That was a fantastic save there. Moving towards the final 10 minutes. Here's Aaron. Howard to Halliday with the cross. Bush is there. Big explosion annually. Let's see. Go for the corner. Arts seem to be the more likely one to get a goal and to go on to win this. Last 10 minutes, Smith is coming across to the corner. Very good to hear the corner. Let's see what happens from here. Will they get something from this? Corner in. It's just wide from Alcott. Just gone just wide of the post in the end. Alcott unmarked to the back post. He had Bitton on him, but Bitton was the wrong side of him, and the ball went over Bitton's head, and Alcott couldn't direct his header on goal, and he went wide. As now Woolston finds Forrest, who's going to cross to the right hand side with Christie on the left. Rasha keeps popping up out on this left as well. Taylor. It looks as though Christie may be in the middle, and for Ashley, maybe on this left hand side this evening. Finally got the Celtic formation back right on the sheet I've got in front of me, trying to work it out where they were all playing, because they kept popping up in different positions. Here is Taylor. Back it goes to Starfelt into the path. Woolston, now Forrest. James Forrest. Against Cochrane, and Forrest goes on the outside of him, but Cochrane does well to force him back. Good bit of play. We're getting ready to announce your player of the match, who is match sponsor is on the up is Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcast partners for this season: JDAC Football, JB Sports, and the brilliant Storm FM. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. And we'll get ready to announce your player of the match very, very soon. Banging me. Jessica airing through, but he's fouled. There's a free kick to Arts. Banging me. And Aaron are doing well there to combine together. Free kick. If you're just joining in and joining us and you want to know what else we've got coming up, I will tell you in a second. Next offering that we've got coming up is next Saturday, with Liam Busby making his debut, doing Sheffield United against Bournemouth. And I'm back on the mic a week tomorrow, bringing you Fulham against Middlesbrough at 1:30. Is our next couple of live offerings for you throughout the season, if you're wanting to know what we've got coming up for you. The ball is out of play for a throw to Celtic. Ralston, the goal scorer, will take. The ball is in forward, given away. Breaks for the pass. And what a brilliant bit of play. Furashi gets the ball back to Taylor, and Taylor gets it back to Furashi. And now Taylor again. Furashi once more. Mangami, brilliant challenge. And here's Boyce. And now Boyce. Here's Oren. Oren gives the ball away. And now here is the ball coming forward. Almost Boyce was getting behind an Art. Just win a throw. We almost decided on our man of the match. I'll let Mike know it is. We can put it in the chat. I'll let him know. All to get ready to put up on the screen. Mike, I will let you know who the man of the match is going to be in a second, my friend. I was going to watch this throw before I decide on man of the match because it's almost that time to announce who is going to be man of the match. I've been thinking throughout this second half was really impressed me today from the players that started that are still out there. Here's Liam Boyce giving away. Furashi gets the ball. Clearing has gone out for a throw. And I've been my man of the match. I'll announce it in a moment. Get ready for when I'll announce it as soon as the clock hits 90. And we've played coming up towards 87 and a half minutes. And it's going to be Cochrane to take the throw for Arts. Here is Boyce, who's done really, really well today, but he's lost out possession there now. Edwards can't get through. Boyce can't get the ball back, and Oren just keeps possession for Arts and wins a free kick. Coming up towards the final couple of minutes, Suter goes down to win that free kick. Then Celtic have done really, really well to come back, but Arts have done even better to come back into the match. And Arts, but Celtic have done really, really well to come back into the game after Celtic equalised. Smith to take the free kick. Nanule, Kingsley, Erin, Alcott, Suter, Boyce all in there. Comes into us, and it's in! Suter's won it! For Arts surely now! With almost a minute left to play, plus stoppage time, Arts have scored the winning goal! Through Suter, the man who has done absolutely fantastic today, one of the contenders for man of the match, has done fantastically well to get in there in the 89th minute, and Arts are leading by 2-1 now, and Celtic start to the Scottish Premiership season is getting off to a bad start unless they can get an equalising goal late on. Arts 2, Celtic 1, and it looks as though McAnuff was about to come on for Arts, and he joined in with the celebrations with his management team, and Suter has scored, and Arts lead by 2-1 now. His first goal in over 2 years. First goal since April 2019. Mangami can get the ball forward. Celtic need to respond again. But Kingsley does really, really well. And Corcoran does really, really well to win the goal kick. And we have got 4 minutes at a time to go. And man of the match has gone to Arts' number 10, Liam Boyce. Fantastic performance from Liam Boyce up front. And our Wyden has caused a lot of problems for us. Celtic tonight could have gone with what looks like to be the match winner, Suter, for his fantastic defensive performance, but nothing but very, very poor. There's a substitution for Celtic there. We'll try and get confirmation of Uton Rokic has come on for, and he's come on for Sorrow. I've just had that confirmed to me right now. He's come on for Sorrow there. So that's Celtic's last substitution that they can make. One minute of the 4 have been played. Can Arts get back in? Hold on to this now, or we'll start to get back into this. As Boyce wins a free kick. Fantastic performance for them today. Goglu can't believe it. But Arts have done fantastically well today. Let us know what you think of the match. Let me know if you agree with our man of the match, Liam Boyce. You can do so in the comment section below while we're live in the live chat now, or in the comment section below after the game. We listen back to the game with our amazing commentary. Arts 2, Celtic 1, less than 2 minutes to go. Gordon kicks the ball forward towards Nanula, who can't keep the ball in play. He's out of play for a throw to Celtic. Taylor knocks the ball back to Starfelt, and he's back to Bain, and Bain gives the ball to Bitton, who will look to get the ball forward, will he? No, he will play it to Starfelt. Here's Taylor. Taylor with time running out for Celtic now. Rogic lost out. Aaron, and he does really well there, Aaron, to get back into this. Coming up towards the final 60 seconds of the game to go. Arts 2, Celtic 1. We've got less than 60 seconds to go now. In this game, will Arts win the match? Or will Celtic have one last reply and break the heart of those Arts fans and players? First, let's go. Forrest fires it wide. With fantastic save from Gordon in the end. Craig Gordon, the Arts players, just running to him and giving a pat on the back, but that's a fantastic save. Forrest gets through, and Gordon does really, really well to block him with his leg. What a save that is. Christie's there. Gordon's saved by Gordon. Is an header there from Starfelt, I think. Brilliant block from Aaron as another corner to Arts now. To Celtic now against Arts. We're into added time. Can Arts win this game? What a fantastic save that was from Starfelt's header from that last corner. Starfelt again. Up in there. Smith acts the ball clear. And there goes the final whistle. And last season's Scottish Championship side, Arts, have won on the opening day of the Scottish Premiership season. Last season's runners-up Celtic have been beaten on the opening weekend of the season. Goals from Mackay, Stephen and Suter give Arts a 2-1 win. Ralston pulled one back on 54 minutes, but Suter's goal in the 89th minute won the match for Arts. It's finished then. Fantastic game. Arts fully deserve their win, and it's been a fantastic performance. It's finished here tonight with a fantastic game which I've brought to you. Glad we have brought it to you. It's finished Arts 2, Celtic 1. This is a commentary.
Thank you, Russ, and what a way to win it as well there for Hearts. Of course, Suter getting a last gasp winner there for the home side on their return to the big time in the Scottish Premier League as well, against the runners-up Celtic from last season, of course, who had it all to do early on after going 1-0 down after 8 minutes, and they did manage to pull back level. But then Hearts were able to go on and get the victory in the end with a header about 2 minutes from the end of normal time. And then they were able to see it out. Craig Gordon made a couple of fantastic saves in the stoppage time period there as well to deny Celtic from getting that equaliser. And of course, with Rangers already winning, it was over to Celtic to see what they could do. And it already sets Rangers up in good stead, even though we're only on the opening day of the season. And Hearts, well, it's a big result for them. It's very much, the result of the weekend in the Scottish Premier League. And you can see what it means to their supporters there as well, to be back inside the stadium there, cheering their side on. And, of course, thoroughly deserving of the 3 points, as Russ rightly mentioned, with many, many standout players on the day who were able to give their side the 3 points to see them up to second in the table. Not that the table means anything at this very early stage of the season. But, of course, it's great to have the 3 points there for Hearts fans. And I'm sure Celtic fans are going to be very much looking at the fact that Rangers have won as well. And, of course, they've got, Europa League action on Thursday. And they're already on a little bit of a bad start to the season, are Celtic as well, having been knocked out of the Champions League in the groups in the early stages, as well, and of course now being knocked out of that and also losing the opening game of the Scottish Premier League season as well means that this game on Thursday really is big for them to try and get some momentum to take into their next league game, which of course will be at home as well. But as for Hearts, great win for them. Really good start for Hearts as well in their opening game. And Russ, I'm going to come to you now, but that's a great way to come back into the league, isn't it? First time back in the Scottish Premier League on the back of course, winning the Scottish Championship last season. And Hearts have started off in really good style by getting a 2-1 victory there and doing it right at the death as well. So great performance and thoroughly deserved as well. If your opinion is the same as mine, I'm sure it probably is on the back of how they played.
Absolutely, man. They fully deserved that win. Did Arts today in Celtic. They came back into it in the early stage of the second half when they got that goal, and they got the only goal of the game from Ralston. Other than that, Celtic never really troubled Gordon. They had a few chances here and there, but nothing too much to really really test the manager. Well, not the manager, the goalkeeper, and Postecoglou will be very, very disappointed with how the game went and how the game finished in his first game in charge. And I think Hearts, first game back in the Scottish Premiership, fully deserved win, and they'll just bounce off that and continue to progress. And I think on the back of that, I know it's very early stages of the season, with Hearts play with that tempo and that enthusiasm throughout the first half, throughout the entire match, should I say, I think they will have a really, really good season, Hearts. And I think they'll still quite comfortably, especially on the back of that performance, Mike.
I think you're probably right as well. When you look at, the way that they dug deep because they started very brightly, then they conceded the equaliser, and then they dug deep to get the winner right at the end. And I agree with you on that as well. I do think that Tynecastle will really be a tricky place for many sides in the SPL to go to this season. It really could be a fortress. I think, when you look at the way that their fans are, of course, they're riding the wave on the back of that promotion now as well. And, great way to start off the new season. So it'll be interesting to see whether Celtic can bounce back straight away or whether it takes them a bit of time to get themselves together now. But as for Hearts, that's the perfect start, dream start to the new season for them.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolute perfect start, dream start, fully deserved, and fantastic coverage, and fantastic game to watch and to cover. And hopefully get many more of those matches throughout the season. And what a way, Mike. To start off the season, we've had 3 goals. Let's hope more goals to follow in the rest of our matches that we bring you throughout the.
Yes, let's hope that that's the start of many. And it's a great way to start the 2021-2022 coverage on the Commentary Hub as well. So we're going to wrap it up there. But thank you very much for listening to our coverage this evening. And great victory for Hearts over Celtic. Hearts are able to get the job done in the end. It took them right to the 88th minute. But, of course, the impact of Armand Nangelay coming on and, playing a part as well. Of course, the goal scorer, Souter, and Craig Gordon against his former side, denying the Celts from getting, the Hoops from getting that all-important equaliser as well. But it finished at Tynecastle, Hearts 2, Celtic 1. And with Rangers winning earlier on, it's the only, so it's only the opening day of the season, but you really have to look at this and think it's all to do for Celtic now, in terms of getting back into this, even though we're only on the opening day. So Rangers fans, very positive for them, no doubt. And let's see whether Celtic are able to bounce back in their next one. But it finished Hearts 2, Celtic 1. Thank you very much to Russ for all of his hard work and dedication throughout as well. We'll be back very, very soon. But in the meantime, from the game at Tynecastle, it finished Hearts 2, Celtic 1. And we'll be back in time for the new season with coverage starting up once again next week. But thank you for listening. And thank you for everyone that was able to interact with us as well. So thank you for listening to the Commentary Hub. We'll be back in about a week's time. Finished Hearts 2, Celtic 1.